There's a chance I may have to reset this game, so bear with me. Oh, hey. That actually works. Question is, do I want to use that? So I still have my SNES controller plugged in, and I've never played Resident Evil 2 with a SNES controller, so I'm kind of debating it right now. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Okay, so one thing to clarify. Well, not actually a SNES controller, it's the iBuffalo, but you know. So to clarify, on the left it says PSX version. Well, this game was originally released on the PlayStation. I'm actually playing the 2006 PC re-release that was only released in Japan, hence the characters that you see on your screen. It's the fastest version that I know. Yeah, clarify. There we go. Appreciate the forehead. And it allows you to do this really cool thing called door skips, where you can actually just skip door cutscenes. You still have to watch all of like the story cutscenes, except for anything FMV, which is I'm totally fine with that, but being able to have that ability to not be forced to go through doors is kind of neat. Where did this go? Oh, I goofed. Uno momento. Not entirely prepared here with this, but this should be fine. Like I said, I'm severely tempted just to start the game like I have it now, but I don't think that would be smart because I've never done this on a SNES controller, and I don't want to have to test pilot that. But yeah, my PS4 controller is not in here, and I thought it was. All right, give me one moment. Feel free to have a look at the lovely Claire Redfield here in all of her polygon form. BRB. Appreciate you posting the schedule there, Cyphrin. Thank you so much. Okay, so I found my PS4 controller, and of course I'm more than willing to make sure this is going to work. What's weird to me is that it's working without having Joy to Key open, and that's not supposed to be a thing. But maybe it just saw it as a controller and it worked. I really don't know. All right, let's try this again. Okay, this should be fine. There we go. That'll do. Okay. So similar to what I did for the Halloween Horror Marathon last month, which I had a phenomenal time with, RGL has been so kind as to supply me the time frame with which I'll be playing 2 of the scenarios of this game. Counterpart scenarios being Leon A and Claire B. Even though I've played each scenario more times than I care to count through my childhood and through my teenage years, those are the only 2 I ever really learned to speedrun, and they're the 2 easiest scenarios, so I enjoy playing through them for the speed purposes. Also, even though like beat-em-ups are very near and dear to my heart, as you just saw with the shuffler activity, this is my favorite video game of all time. Absolutely hands down. Like, I've played Resident Evil 2, I feel like at least once a year for the past, God, how long has this game been out? Like 22, almost 23 years now. So yeah, I've sunk quite a bit of time into this. And I love this game. So let's get started at 3, 2, 1, go. Biohazard. Game is just too good. We start off with Leon, who has essentially the shoulders of a linebacker. Makes it fairly difficult to avoid zombies. Move on in here.
Freeze.
First door skip. Got a gun pulled on us by Kento.
What are you doing here?
Hold your fire!
I'm a human. This game is just so good. Like, yes, it looks incredibly dated,
Sorry about
And
that.
tank controls
I
are a
thought
relic
you
of the
were one of
past,
them.
which makes this game really difficult
What's
to teach the
going
new
on in
players
this
because
town?
nobody really wants to play like that, and I can't blame them.
I don't have a
But I got
clue.
acclimated to them fairly
By
quickly,
the time I noticed
and
something was wrong.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I enjoyed the game for all of its flaws, perceived flaws, I guess, because some people tank controls are a flaw, and they can be perceived as an issue, yes, but I never minded them, and they make sense to me in a game like this. Like, for a game like survival horror, like, you want to have limitations put on you. It tells a better story. Not good, I didn't get that fence trigger. Most of the time what'll happen is you'll get the fence to pop open right as soon as you enter that area there. But we didn't get it that time. Good dodge on that zombie, though. Quick thing, you can actually buffer climbing steps like that by just holding the action button. In this case, along with the run button, which is on square on a PlayStation controller, I'm holding X. And it just climbs up and down objects like this. Like, you just don't even have to press it, it just happens. I'll sacrifice speed for resiliency there. There we go. That guy is always in a random spot by the gate, and it's a reset point if he nabs you. And you have to do it fast, but for the sake of what I'm doing today, I definitely don't mind trying to play around it. 4 hits is not common. 2 hits good. You can get as few as 1 hit to stagger that guy, but it doesn't happen often enough. I think I've only seen it happen something like a single digit number of times. Fly our way to the gate. So a few people will ask this. Yes, I have played the remake many times. Yes, I think it's fun to play, but I don't prefer it to the original. The original just hits every nostalgia button possible. Nice. So we made our way to the police station, only taking 1 hit. That was pretty great. Pretty much optimal for the way I play. Get a quick cutscene where we talk to Will Smith. His name is actually Marvin.
Man.
But for the sake of playing this
who
game,
are
it's Will
you?
Smith.
Oh, you must be the new guy. Leon. Sorry, but it looks like your party has been canceled.
What happened?
About 2
I
months
love how
ago,
even in just
there was this incident
agonizing pain and
involving
imminent
zombies
death, dude can still
in a
make
mansion
jokes.
located in the outskirts of this city.
Can't hate that ever.
Chris and the other STARS members discovered that Umbrella was behind everything.
Technically, it's an umbrella,
risked
so wouldn't
their
it be
lives to reveal the
above
truth.
everything? Also,
no
what does
one
RPD
believed
stand
them.
for? Wrong answers only.
Not long after that, all this started to happen.
Hang in there.
Don't worry about me. Just rescue the survivors in the other rooms. Here, take this key card.
Yeah,
You
the
should be
dialogue's all
able
the
to
same.
unlock the doors in the hall with
Rancid
this.
pun department? Are
Now
puns
go.
really that rancid, though?
What?
Even the most rancid
Just
of puns
go.
are still great, so they become not rancid by proxy.
Fine. But I'm coming
Rihanna
back for
produced
you.
Disaster, I can
Just
definitely
hold on.
respect. Reasonably paced dialogue, I mean, compared to the first game, yeah, absolutely true. It's Umbrella! Okay, you got me there. I don't think anything's topping that, just for how friggin' meta that was. So we got our key card. We can't go back into that room again because Marvin locked us out. Guess he had some paperwork to attend to and didn't want to be disturbed. Buffer through that. Make our way down here. The police station, you're just going to be seeing a lot of, hopefully, efficient maneuverability, which probably isn't true because movement in this game is a challenge. I like the potato disaster. If I could show you all this cutscene, I would, but for some reason the FMV doesn't translate well over to OBS and it doesn't show it properly. Probably need to run an update of some sort, but there we have our first clicker. It was the cutscene that got me to want to play this game. It was horrifying and enticing all at the same time. Super gross, and hadn't seen anything like that in a video game before. Run around. That dodge actually looks hard because of how enclosed it is, but honestly, it's not that difficult. Run to the wall, immediately hang left, and you're good. First puzzle. Pushing this statue over here. Per the puzzle clues, we have to make sure the statues are facing the middle statue. Which is why we can't just push the right one to the right and the left one to the left. Jeez, Manic. It's a lot of description. Ignore these guys and just head in the door. Go back here for an emergency fast. Fast is short for first aid spray. There's a shotgun in that weapons locker, but we don't need the shotgun because we're not playing the US version, and outside of that one specific instance, the shotgun is honestly pretty bad.
Leon!
It's good to see you're still among the living.
The city was all raccoons. Yeah, that checks out for sure. Also, there's nothing I can do about the music overpowering the dialogue here. That's just the game.
There's no reason for us to stay any longer than necessary. Let's split up, look for any survivors, and get out of here.
Also, rest in peace, Paul Haddad.
Right.
Leon's original voice actor who passed away back in April of this year. I believe he passed away the week of Retrothon.
That way we can keep in touch if anything happens.
So that made Vixie's RE2 run all the more sentimental. I'm curious how raccoon people would look in this kind of texturing. So we're gonna take the other statue, move it to this side. I think that should be far enough. We'll find out. Hope I got that right. Okay, good. It's really easy to overshoot that mark. I do it quite often, and it's a... If I'm actually trying to like do PBs or go for PBs, it's a massive run killer. Do not want. Alright, so the trip back through here is a bit tougher. I want to make sure this guy gets away from the wall. Go for it. Yay, we did it. Do a quick run back through. Try not to catch these hands. The hands actually don't do damage, but they do drain time, hence why I want to avoid them. No bother there. He is angry, though. I give him that. Nice, good stuff, weapon. So one common theme you'll see throughout the police station is the set of keys that we're going to be obtaining, all of which are based on a different suit of cards. First we get Spade. Pop in our unicorn middle there, skip an FMV. Come on, Leon, work with me here. I tend to have this habit where I stop moving right before a door, and then for some reason it just doesn't allow me in the door. Alright, this dodge is tricky, but I'm going to go for it there. Yeah, that dodge is... Obviously I didn't get it, so I can't talk about how easy or hard it is, really, but it's a challenge. Getting that liquor to not clip you by going in too far or too close... I miss it way more often than I get it. Not the least precise thing in the game. Snag the crank. We need that later for our key item. I'm actually gonna go ahead and snag this green herb. I probably shouldn't, but we're gonna do it anyway. I am waiting one day for the first ever beat 'em up rando. I don't know how that's gonna work, but if I had to be the person to program it, well, to be continued. We saw one of these drop upstairs by the statues. We need 2 of these red jewels to be able to obtain one of the items that's gonna let us get out of the police station. I was hoping to be able to keep this green herb all the way to the library when I obtain a red herb and make a full health item out of it, but... yeah, no. We're talking about the world being doomed. Let's stop and re-examine things for a moment. So on our way back, we're gonna go ahead and grab the other red jewel here properly. Okay, this dodge is kind of annoying. Not these guys are pretty easy, but this guy at the wall, yeah, I messed that up. I walked right into the box and I didn't want to. So I'll fix that here momentarily. Get to toss away our key, which is great. Make a beeline through this horde of cheaters. Get through this door. Whoa, what am I doing? Leon, please. We'll be doing some combining here before too long. Probably should have dropped the knife off at the bottom, but here we are. So, quick thing about the US version of this game, which I am not playing. If I were, there would be another zombie here. Or more specifically, that zombie right there would be a little bit further out on the corridor. And it's an incredibly tight window to try to get around him, and it normally doesn't work. It's not fun. Do not recommend, but sometimes you gotta put up with it. That's why I had the shotgun. I had to make sure to just be as fast and efficient as possible by just cleaning that guy out of my way. Moving on from there. Nice little jump scare we get here. Of course, it's not a jump scare if I spoil it, but, you know. Even for like a 2020 jump scare, that one wouldn't be all that efficient. For the 90s, that was funny. It was loud. Whoa. That dodge is tricky, and I definitely took the long way to do it, but I'm glad it worked out. I don't recall if my inventory's full or not. It's not. Okay. So how I'm going to try and save time here is essentially the valve handle I had to use once I get back upstairs. Before I use it, I'm going to combine the two herbs and make the most efficient menuing time use. Off we go. Remember, combine the herbs, combine the herbs, combine the herbs. What? Wrong thing. Very efficient menuing there. And by that I mean that was actually terrible, but we're still playing. Should call it the Soldier Boy strat, because he be cranking that. So we put out the fire. This is important because this helicopter crashed into the side of the building and created this giant fire that we can't get past unless we put it out, like we just did. Back to this hallway, where there's literal murder happening. Couple of dodges here. These aren't too bad, but I do tend to use visual cues for them. Here, I'm going to stop right at the dark portion, run right in, and there we go. Do that efficiently enough, you don't have to interact with them at all, and it's awesome. So we're going to drop off our, I get rubies, diamonds, I think they're just called jewels, but snag our next key, which is coincidentally a diamond key. Drop this off. Another quick FMV where we get our first plug. These are the items that we need to be able to get out of the police station. Each one based on a different chess piece. I don't know why they give you the king first. That seems kind of counterproductive. Maybe they did it for ironic reasons. Go away. So this is normally where I'd be dropping stuff off, but I already did it, so had to save the space, get rid of the knife, all that jazz. Lurk my way past that clown. Now we're going to create a nice little shortcut to get us back to the lobby here where our first computer was. Mashing X. There we go. Take a beeline for the first door. This is our last time having to go through here. We are also going to have to go through try that liquor dodge one more time, which I'll probably not succeed at, but you never know. Weirder stuff has happened. I already missed it. Yep. Not in any way surprised. Dude, he's way going in the wrong direction. So this time, instead of going to the left up the stairs, we're actually going to be going to the right to the... I think it's just the I forget the name of the room, but it's essentially where it's like a file room or a storage room. And I'm actually going to heal before I do that. Reason being, if I miss this dodge that happens right at the start of the room, then I'm going to take a lot of damage, and I don't want to do that. So I'd rather be safe. Okay. Let's dodge in now. That's actually the worst I've ever done that, I think. Guess I'm glad I healed. That sucked. You're supposed to be able to make a wide arc around those dudes. But that's execution, and I missed it. So unfortunately, Marvin is now very purple, very zombified. Do my best to deal with the pattern he gives me. Way around. Yeah, that's not good. He's still active while he's doing that. I'm not really surprised I got hit there, but all you can hope for is just to not be. Rip now, definitely. Okay, so we've obtained the third key, which is the heart key. This one's actually probably the most important for storyline purposes because it gets us into essentially the start of the secondary portion of the game. I did not want that to happen. I forget when you come in there, you have to hug the table. It's a very common thing for me to forget. Go ahead and heal that up. Took a lot more damage through there than I would have liked, but we at least get to discard the heart key right away. I'm actually going to grab this. Safety and whatnot. So there's a dodge you're supposed to be able to do here on these pups. But I'd rather get him out of my way and just run past him. I used to know how to do that dodge pretty consistently, but it's been a minute. And I forgot to do research on it. So just shoot him out of the way and move along because bullets are very expendable. We're not going to use more than what we start with. So not a huge deal. So here we have Ada.
Sorry about that. When I saw the uniform, I thought you were another zombie.
For those that even haven't played this game, they probably know who this character is.
Who are you?
Ada Wong.
I'm the bitch in the red
And
dress.
what are you doing
As
here?
Krauser calls her.
I'm looking for some guy named Ben. He's one of those reporter types, always looking for a scoop. I heard he was
Scoop.
locked up in the cell block, only there's a wrecked car barring the entrance. I've been trying to find another way inside.
Oh, we'll get to that. Just you wait. We'll definitely get to that.
If we work
Also,
together,
I was today
we can
years
move
old when
this
I first
thing.
noticed that giant
Give me a
crack in
hand
the
here,
wall.
will you?
Or series of cracks, I should say. You could probably put a map on that. Pre-rendered backgrounds. You were so lovely for the time. Get this truck out of the way. Also, there were 2 spelling errors in that truck that I forgot to point out. Emergency spelled with an extra E. I don't know why. But yeah, now the truck's out of the way. Everybody get your memes out.
Ada, wait!
Take her to the park. She might teach you how to Ada skate. If taxes go up, that might increase your Ada rate.
Let me guess. You must be Ben, right? Get up, now.
Leon trying to sound angry is always adorable
What do
to me.
you want? I'm trying to sleep here.
Oh yeah, cool 1998 rat tail there,
Is this
buddy.
the guy?
Ben, you told the city officials that you knew something about what's been going on, didn't you? What did
What'd
you tell them?
And who the heck are you?
I'm trying to find my boyfriend. His name's John. He was working for a branch office of Umbrella, based in Chicago, but he suddenly disappeared 6 months ago. I heard a rumor that he's here in the city.
Oh, he says it so many times in this game.
I don't know anything. And even
That's
if
what I've
I
been
did,
trying to meme.
why would I want to
Go
tell
fishing,
you?
take your Ada bait, that kind of thing.
Okay, I say we leave him in there. Does anyone know where they put the key to this cell?
I have it right here, officer.
Normally I'd be pissed at a cop for
I'm
not knowing
not
that kind
about
of
to
thing,
leave
but it
the
is
cell.
Leon's first day.
Those zombies aren't the only things crawling around.
Dreamcast version? No, this is the PC version that was re-released in 2006. Only in Japan.
Like I said,
Dreamcast version of this game is
I'm
quite
not
good, though.
leaving this cell.
It's essentially the same as the GameCube
Get
version,
out
which
of
is
here
also very
before you
good.
lead it right to me.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm the only cop left alive.
In those
this
versions, you can actually skip cutscenes, so I
What?
could skip this through
Look,
those
if you
versions.
want to live, then you're gonna have to leave with me.
But do you even know how to get out of the city? There's a kennel in the back of the building. Inside the kennel is a manhole. Go through and it'll lead you to the sewer entrance, but it won't be easy.
All right, I'm going.
Nah, he had arguably the worst first day ever. It's between him and that woman from the Blacklist. But I'm pretty sure he still wins. We're gonna ignore most of the things in this room. Just 2 dogs behind the gate. I will show this off, though, because I think it's really cool. That's just an automatic trigger cutscene. I think it's neat. Hook it up. Quick spider hallway here. The first spider we see here is honestly not that big of an issue. The second one, though, yeah, he's killed a run or 2 in his time. If he spits venom at you and it makes contact, you get poison, and you have to deal with it, like, immediately. Wait, did I only do the 1 plug route here? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Normally I do what's called the 2 plug route, and I forgot the 2nd plug. Alright, we'll have to make do. We're gonna have to seriously conserve some inventory space, but...
Ada? I don't think I've introduced myself yet. My name's Leon. I'm with the RPD.
As we all know, stands for Rihanna Produced Disaster.
It's a dead end.
You think we can get
Ada,
upstairs
great,
through
nice.
this shaft? Give me a boost. I'll go and check.
I still think my favorite instance of it is... Once Ben meets his, Once Ben gets to close out the chapter of his life, Ada comes in, freaks out, immediately leaves, and Leon's just all, Ada, wait! Hey! He just makes such an idiot of himself, and I love it. So Ada's busted. She's definitely a character I would love to be able to play as through the entire game, because she's just that good. Her run speed is incredible. She has Claire's ability to basically, like, turn on a dime. Like, she has just very good movement and turning capability. But her advantage over Claire, she's just much faster. Like, Ada's ridiculously fast on her feet. Good thing she wears flats, I guess. That should be good enough. Up goes. Alright, cool. Once you make sure you put those all into place, you raise the water. Probably smells terrible because, you know, it's a sewer. And we get to move across here and grab the last suit key that we get to give Leon.
Leon, can you hear me?
Ada, did you find anything?
Right here. Hey, I can't reach the ventilation hole. I'm going to have to find another way around. I'll catch up with you later.
Make her the 51st Ada State.
What? Ada, wait!
He said it again! Get our club key, get the heck out of here. Hopefully I don't get poisoned. Yay, we dodged it. You hug the wall here, that spider will miss you every time. Pretty simple. Debating if I want to get that red herb, but no, if you get the red herb, that opens both the gates and the dog kids will attack you, and I'm kind of trying to conserve inventory space, so I think we'll be fine. So now that the dogs are all out of this room, we are going to see some lickers. They're going to make life not easy. This dodge is very possible. I just always forget now. I just got lucky there, I guess. Happily take that. So unlike Claire, Leon actually has to go in this room because this is where we find the... I wouldn't even say Leon's best weapon so much as it's just... I believe the best weapon in the game, that being the Magnum. Magnum is aces, it's really fast, does a lot of damage. You can also technically upgrade it, but upgrading it actually makes it slower. The only good thing you get out of the upgrade is free bullets, which is nice, but hardly necessary. Back to this office. Whoa. 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 I did not mean to turn right that hard. Meant to do a slight turn. Okay. This dodge is tough. You can do it a lot faster than what I'm doing right now, but just going through the horde, which is referred to as yellow horde. But I'm not about that. It's really hard to do. What we're gonna do in here is use our first magnum bullet. Take out this guy, it's in our way. This is red hallway, and in either A scenario, this is arguably the hardest room in the entire RPD. I prefer to get through as efficiently as I can. I just don't want to get nibbled or any of that stuff. Snag that. Snag this. Bust out this liquor. You hug the bench, you should be able to work past that. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this. Do a quick combine. I'm supposed to do it in the next room if I do it at all, but we're gonna be fine. I'm not worried about it. Whoa! Quick puzzle here. All you gotta do is light the flame, go to 2, 3, 1. It's 12, 13, 11, but it's easier just to remember 2, 3, 1. I don't know why they're marked double digit when they clearly don't need to be. Okay, that's enough. All right, that cogwheel is obnoxiously hard to pick up for reasons sometimes. Weird collision detection, I guess. Okay, now we got some dodging. This, for me, is the hardest dodge in the room. Especially if I get grabbed by the first one, because if I get grabbed by the first one, then I'm almost always getting grabbed by the second one. Because that camera angle is a nightmare. Do not enjoy. If I recall, the dodge to get back through here is actually pretty simple. Yeah, this is easy peasy by comparison. How many plugs do I have? 2 currently. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, since there's only one more stop we have to make before we reach the end game of the RPD, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna head left. Let this liquor chase me because he wants to. Create this cutscene. This does affect B scenario, but honestly, when you're playing B scenario with some proper navigation and proper routing, this won't ever affect you. Just don't go to the library as early as possible and you'll be fine. Okay, so I need 2 more plugs. So the first thing we're gonna do is, this is actually something I should have done at the very beginning. For space reasons. But I didn't. Go ahead and do that. Can't recall if I have the space for this, but go to the first. Essentially, this puzzle's pretty easy. Just go to the first one, move it right. Go to the second one, move it right. And you're set. That sounds like 88. So unfortunately, I had to spend that healing item, but I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna make our way back up the stairs here. This is gonna take us to the top floor of the police station. Work our way to the clock tower. Truth in life, I wish every building had a clock tower. I think that would be so cool. The upkeep and maintenance of it would be absurd, but it'd still be cool. Didn't want to do that. Cranks out of the way. Essentially here we have to use 2 key items to even get to our last plug. I don't know why they made it 2, but here we are. Drop in the cog, let it spin. Hey, mate. That's our last plug, and for Leon we get this cool little dust chute that we get to travel down to reach essentially the end of what's going to be the police station.
No!
Yes?
Get away!
That's a little disgusting. He might want to brush his teeth later. Whoa. Whoa. Here we have our dearly departed, I mean,
Can you still hear
injured
me? Come on,
Ben
answer.
Bertolucci.
Damn! I don't believe this. I almost got the story.
Favorite trivial fact about this
Ben.
scene? That's the first time a curse word, I believe, was ever used in the Resident Evil
Bitter
franchise.
irony. The chief
And there
of
isn't another
police,
one throughout the entire game.
co-conspirator. Get that scum. Make him pay.
Hang in there, Ben.
Oh, my chest. It's burning.
What's wrong?
I love that. What's wrong?
Good God, what was that?
Do a quick skip here.
Where are you going, Ada?
Spoiler,
To
he's
the
gonna say
chemical
the thing
plant.
again, but this
I
is
have
the
a
best
feeling that's where I'll
instance.
find John.
Ada, wait.
Hey! He just sounds so frustrated.
Do you read me,
I
Claire?
love it.
We now have access to the back of the parking lot.
Got it.
I'm
I also
getting out
love
of
how
here and
there's
heading to the
this
sewer. Can you meet me there?
Disheveled corpse on the ground, and Ada's just like, peace. Ever the altruistic one. Ada Wong. Probably could have gone for the red herb this time. I'm not that worried about it. On to our first boss. Please don't shoot me. Thank you. Pretty good spider luck today. I gotta give it that much. I forget the actual name of this boss. I've always just referred to it as Baby. I believe that was the name I saw in like probably GamePro magazine or EGM, and that's just what I've always called it. Pretty standard first boss for a game like this. He's annoying because he can leech these parasites on you, but they don't do that much damage, A, and B, he only takes 7 Magnum bullets to put down, and that's exactly how many we have, so we should be just fine. There's a speed strat where if you run in just a little bit, you can kill him in 6, but I'm not good at it. They're leeching onto me. They're gonna form a skirt. Yuck. What the heck, really? One's still attached. If I can leave the room with him still attached, maybe it'll despawn. But it does look really funny. I gotta give it that much. Oh, we heard that.
Ada!
You didn't wait for me. How dare you?
What was that all about? Running off like that was reckless and stupid. Those zombies are everywhere. Not to mention that thing that got Ben.
I was there, Leon. I know.
Look, Ada. As an officer, it's my job to look out for you. But we're not going to get through this alive if we don't work together. Okay?
All right. We'll do this your way for now.
Finally concedes. But she probably shouldn't have because, you know, it's Ada. We're telling stories here, darn it. Let's head on up. So that'll get us out of the police station, finally. Police station's kind of a crowded mess. I'm also going to be dropping some stuff off the chest. Like this club key, because we don't need it anymore. And I believe there's only one item I normally obtain in here for safety, and that's this first aid spray. So we'll go ahead and snag that. Down the elevator.
Ada!
This is one of the most telling scenes in the game. Actually took a bullet for her.
Leon, that woman was... I have to talk to her.
So what's the primary philosophy for him taking that hit? Is it because it was his job? Or for other reasons? Discuss. The one thing we don't need to discuss is how selfish Ada is, because a cop literally just took a bullet for her. She has the first aid supplies to be able to mend that, but she instead decided to go after the woman who assailed him. Assaulted him, I should say. Altruism. Forever the foreign concept to Ada. Oh, I forgot to unequip the gun. That'll add some time on. That's unfortunate. Oh well, not the worst.
Don't worry. You're the one who was with that cop, if I'm not mistaken. Identify yourself. Ada? Ada Wong. Ada Wong. I've heard that name before. Now I remember. One of the men from Chicago who came to assist the T-virus research used his
Here we meet
girlfriend's
Annette.
name as his password.
Spoiler is the wife of the primary
How did you
antagonist of
know?
this game.
Who are you?
And is essentially trying to look out
Annette
for him
Birkin.
because she believes that her
My
husband's still in there
husband is
somewhere,
the
but he's
man
also
responsible
mutating at
for
an
the
alarming rate and
creation of
becoming a
the T-virus.
horrible monster.
William
So we'll see how that works out for her.
What? John's dead. He became one of those zombies. My condolences. And although I regret this, you will be joining him shortly. I won't let anyone take the G-virus away from me. G-virus? It's capable of creating the ultimate bioweapon. Its potential is even greater than that of the T-virus. Then that must mean the creature in the police department is... precisely my husband, William. And it's all Umbrella's fault. None of this would have happened if they hadn't tried to steal his research away from him.
That's probably true, but... You know, Annette doesn't really have her head on straight, so...
So those rats were the carriers of the virus. As a result of his virus-induced transmutation, William should have lost any prior memories he had as a human by now. Even worse, every G-virus bioweapon, including William, has the ability to implant embryos into other creatures. And create offspring. No. Too bad.
Turn around and reobtain our gun because I forgot to unequip it. That's the time it saves. She doesn't actually turn around to be able to get that. So while it does take time to unequip the gun, it costs way more time to actually have her bend down and get it. So that'll end our Ada portion in the sewer. Appropriately with a, Anyway, back to Leon.
Ada?
Who proves himself quite the badass by getting up from being shot. He can still run around and frolic and all that good stuff like nothing ever happened. Work our way down here. Your water, you move incredibly slow. It's just how it goes. I'm at least glad that the physics of that are appropriate. Avoid all this venom, because that's not the problem. Forgot I had to equip the actual handgun there. We are going to need it in a couple of instances. Could have done it in here to save time, but oh well. I think I was quite aligned with that. This is also the reason why we had to keep the valve handle. It's one of the only items that doesn't get used out of your inventory. Like, yes, you use the valve handle, but in case of majority items in this game, when you use them, you just discard them automatically. In the case of keys, you have the option of doing it. But the valve handle, nah, it just stays with you. Because you are going to need it a few times in the sewer. I do want these. I want some spare healing. Now that I'm out of the police station, it wouldn't hurt to be able to make some good use of inventory space. Okay, so on the real, the first time I ever reached this segment in the game, it immediately became the reason why I knew I was going to continue to play the game. Yes, seeing the liquor in an FMV form for the first time was what got me to want to keep playing it. But this was the scene that made it actually worth it to get to this point. Like, past this, everything was gravy. Here we have a giant mutant alligator. He's quite scary. He's quite a bit bigger than we are. There is a faster way to do this that saves a couple seconds. By spawning it potentially right as he roars. But I've only gotten it a couple times, and the punishment for missing it is death, so I don't go for it. Scoop up the canister, shoot it. That's the end of Mr. Alligator. It's just so ridiculous that the sprite is still there after you lay waste to him. I just think that's just amazing. Like, I understand that I didn't know this until years later, but I understand now why they wanted to make it as cinematic as they did, and I can't doubt the fact that they absolutely nailed it.
Leon.
In a while, Crocodile.
Bullet wound isn't making things any easier.
Quiet, Leon. I'll patch you up. That's 2 I owe you.
Don't mention it.
I just found out. John's dead.
What?
Never mind. Let's just get out of here. The sooner the better.
So now we're reunited with Ada. We're gonna make haste to try to get the heck out of this stupid sewer system. First couple items we need to do that are these animal medals. First we have an eagle. One back down. Not too worried about the green herb bit. We'll get something to... Oh, duh. Last time we needed the valve handle, and yet surprisingly it doesn't discard here. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't matter. Didn't mean to do that. No more bugs this time. Bugs only appear in this little shaft, I guess you call it, the first time you enter the room. After that, you never see them again. Ada, please. Oh, I need to go this way anyway. She's trying to tell me something. No, I don't want that. I forget which one actually has the item that we need. Okay, so here's the wolf medal. That's what we definitely need. Ada, don't do it. Past these zombies who are gonna wake up. Funny, these zombies weren't here last time. There's more spooters. Speaking of spooters. I tend to do this thing where I wonder if the spiders are gonna poison Ada there. It's happened many times, and it's really funny when it does, because she actually has to go into a caution animation. It's very inconvenient, but it still makes me laugh. Go. Nothing too special in these next few rooms. It's all just storyline advancement. One but possible exception though is once we get on the tram, we are going to have a quick mini boss fight, but it's nothing special. It just gives us a reason to have to keep the handgun this far into the game. And of course the croc, but you know how it'd be. This fight's pretty simple. Make sure the hand spawns, shoot it, get under, make it spawn again. It can spawn through pretty much any point in the tram, but I tend to prefer him to reappear in the same space where he was before. Might affect things like load times and whatnot. There we go. Used more bullets there than I should have, but I don't think it'll cost us too much. Now, if you're playing as Claire, you don't actually have to do that. The part's fairly well behaved because you have Sherry with you, and William doesn't want to attack her, and etc. We'll get to that, though. Out the tram. To the left, you'll have a weapon box key that you can use to get the Magnum upgrade. We don't need that, so we're just going to skip it. Take this hit. Don't love that. She caused me to get bit a second time. That's amazing. Oh, that was precious. This game is funny. I'll try to hug this wall. Should probably do that every time. Yeah, I don't love that. We'll heal before too long. Over to the deposit box. Drop off our valve handle because we don't need to see it ever again. Also drop off our handgun. I don't know why I didn't think of that. We definitely don't need this anymore. It's Magnum time all the time from here on out. Probably, but that's umbrella for you. Gotta keep everything under wraps. Back here into this tram, got a couple things like more magnum bullets. We are gonna need all of this. It takes 9 bullets to beat our next boss. Can't do it with just 8. Grab the turntable key. Gonna do a couple things here to try to save time. Gonna do a quick equip, do a combine, and drop in the key. Suddenly rap video. Quick FMV leads us to this. Ada gets clipped.
Ada!
With
Can
severity.
you hear me? Come on, snap out of it!
That'll write her off for an injury for a few months at least. If this were pro wrestling, that is. This is the first form of Birkin we see in a scenario. It's not my favorite boss fight. Done optimally, it's really cool, but to me, the only way to describe this as optimal is don't get hit. And honestly, that's challenging enough. Birkin's head molds into his body because he's not human anymore. Clearly. This way. So essentially, we want to get 8 hits first. Dodge. Yeah, I'm not surprised it didn't work. Yeah, I thought so. I'll take those. I don't know about it. Alright, now I'm actually in trouble. I'm also kind of upset because by waiting to hit him, that actually caused him to not go into his second wind. Okay, there we go. So he kind of got to cheat there. So here's how it works. After the 8th shot, what he does is he goes into that little animation you saw there where he tries to hulk up and come back after you. And after you hit him an 8th time, he's supposed to just do it right away. But because I messed up the cycles, he got to cheat that. In that after the 8th hit, he got to attack me first. And then after the attack is when he got to go into the animation and got him to do some more damage to me. And while it didn't cost me any more ammo than it was originally going to, it did hit my health quite a bit. So I'm not super happy about that, but we'll just deal with it as we go.
Welcome back.
So we got Ada. We dropped her off onto a bed.
Take it easy.
Maybe she'll
We're
be able to
inside
rest up. She
Umbrella's
probably
secret
won't,
lab.
but...
I'll go find something to treat that wound, so just rest here in the meantime.
But I'll only slow you down with these injuries. Go. Save yourself.
I told you, it's my job to look after you.
But you'll be in danger if you stay with me. I know I've only known you for a short period of time, but I really enjoy being with you. I know I'm not capable of caring about anyone, but I don't want to lose you.
We're leaving this place together. Wait here for me. I'll be right back.
You and your hooks. Hey, what's up, 3-2? I gotta remember all the things that I want here. I think this is shotgun shells, so I definitely don't want those. Can't use those. It's okay, though. Go ahead and equip this while I'm here. Okay. So now we're at Umbrella's secret lab. Essentially the end game of Part A. Mostly simple stuff we have to do through here. Turn the power back on. Fight our way through a hallway of liquors, which is really hard. Work our way to our boss. Both scenarios have this little piece here that we're going to be working through where we do a cold case experiment, which I'm actually a big fan of stuff like this. Like, cold case experiments are always fascinating to me. That, you know, you can do all this really cool scientific stuff in a room that's well below freezing. Of course, Leon didn't come prepared. He's definitely not in his winter outfit. Snag our fuse case. Head back out so we can power on this place. Moving along. I don't know why you come out of that room not facing directly to the center. It kind of drives me nuts, but not much can be done about it. Drop in the fuse. Be on our merry way. We're actually going to see a new enemy here. These are the Ivies. Ivies, as long as you're playing smart, honestly aren't that hard to deal with. For these first two, for example, I'm just going to run to the left wall, hug it, and just walk around them. Works every time. This Ivy we're just going to completely ignore because screw him. Here's where the real problems start. Here we have the liquor hallway. This is probably my least favorite room in the entire run of the case scenario. That's really bad. Don't kill me, please. That was scary. And now I gotta go. Normally what can happen is if I get clipped as that guy's coming in with the jump attack, what can happen is have the iframes from getting hit by that will cause the jump attack to not connect, which is great. But that time, not so lucky. So we got what we got. Gonna get this red herb because of course I am. Way over here. Quick little zombie hallway of some former doctors. They're probably still doctors, but that's beside the point. Leave me alone. That was actually a really good lab card pickup. I missed that a lot more than I would like to admit. By that I mean, missing it means you just don't get the card right away, and the zombie just gets to come after you and probably interrupt you, and all kinds of bad things ensue. So we're gonna have another run here through our liquors. It's probably gonna suck. Normally the way through is actually more efficient than the way back, but that way through was pretty bad. That was almost great. Really? Damn, 3 jumps? That's insane. That worked out much better than it should have, probably, but just what the heck? 3 jumps at once? So much crisscrossing. Go in here. What's up, Mo? Dodge this guy here, move past the door. Last key room we have to go in is the one we get to use this card key on, where we obtain the last key item, which is referred to as the Mo disc. We're also going to get a first aid spray and some more Magnum ammo here, so this should work out pretty well. Gonna do a quick combination here. Get him out of our way. We've got plenty of Magnum ammo at this point, so I'm not super worried about conserving it. But I do need to get to the Mo disc. Probably ignore this guy. Yeah, we're good. And time for a little bit of cutscene heaven.
You murdered my husband. I know what you're looking for. You came for the G-Virus, didn't you? But you'll never take it from me. This is my husband's legacy. Now, where's that spy you were working with earlier? You know who I'm talking about.
What?
You really don't know anything, do you? You're so gullible. She's one of the operatives
Gullible,
sent here
she
by
says.
the agency. The only reason why she came here is to obtain the G-Virus.
That's a lie.
No, it's the truth. I discovered this when I did a background check on her. She specifically got close to John and became his girlfriend to get information about Umbrella.
That can't be. I know her. Ada wouldn't do something like that.
If you don't want to believe it, I don't really.
Leon's naivety is
You're
amazing.
about to die anyway.
It always just makes me smile at just how much this guy just
What
doesn't
happened?
get it. Get the G-Virus sample.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat.
Better
the
models?
self-destruct
I'll be
sequence
honest
has
with you,
been
I have never
activated.
played the
The
N64
sequence
version,
may
so I
not be
cannot
aborted.
answer that in
All
earnest.
employees
Or cannot answer that in
proceed to
earnest,
the
sorry.
emergency car at the bottom platform.
I think that's the only version of this game I haven't played. Well, the Saturn version I haven't played either. Almost forgot that one even existed.
Leon,
Now we get Ada's little
I've been waiting for you, Leon.
party.
What are you doing?
You know what this is about. So just hand over the G-Virus.
I don't believe this. Annette was right. About everything.
That's why I told you to leave without me, but you wouldn't listen. Now hand it over. Don't make me shoot you.
You can't do that.
Ah, yeah, it was only the first one was on Saturn. That's my bad.
Ada!
Also, have not played the GameCom version.
Ada! I've got you. Don't give up.
Leon, it's over. Just let me go.
Shut up. You're gonna make it.
It's too late, Leon. We both know it.
No. I promised you that we would escape. You just have to help me out.
This is
here.
the Source Next PC version. It only
really
says
want
PSX under the system because that was the original release for this game.
Escape from everything.
PlayStation version is much, much slower than this. Like, I would have already broken an hour for sure.
Ada!
Can't be released if it was canceled. Oh yeah, rip Ada, by the way. F's in the chat, because we will never, ever, ever see her again. Not once, not ever.
So, this is what I'm dying for.
Can't show this in the Japanese version, but Ada's gun wasn't loaded, so it was a complete bluff. One of my favorite storytelling aspects of this game. She had no intention of shooting him. So it shows that she cares, sort of. Hate this hallway too. This one I'm just gonna tee off a little bit. These two are the only ones I'm gonna shoot. With more space out here, we should be fine, I think. Just don't get snagged. I'm gonna go ahead and combine this. Whoop, duh. Disc. Yeah, someone missed the part where I was being facetious, but that's okay.
5 minutes until detonation.
So under our final boss fight, I have more than enough healing to get through this, but I can still be primarily trolled by some nonsense, particularly if he tries to grab me. Also, shoutouts to whoever learned how to spell elevator for this game. Elevator. Do a little bit of running. Okay. Not quite. Really, game? This is the one thing that always bugs me about Resident Evil. Like, if you get to a certain point where you can shoot an enemy, but they're already getting ready to start up an animation for an attack, they still get to do the attack. Even as late as like Resident Evil 5, it was still rambunctious with that because you'd like decapitate guys who could still like lunge across the screen and stab you with a spear. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's just the game being the game. Generally try not to shoot William up there. There's a way to do it where it's like consistent, but I've never properly learned it. Yeah, that sucks. Yep, not good. Getting grabbed. This does a lot of damage. I'm just glad he didn't kill me with it. Now I get the heal. He's full. I'm gonna go ahead. Not want that. I'm trying to combine it. Thanks, game. Jeez. I'm just gonna get in his face and just do this a bunch of times. He'll probably hit me, but I'm not really that worried. There we go. Save the animals? Well, not that one. That's for sure. Never save that animal. Gonna run right past this rotting corpse, tongue-in-cheek. Take us out of here. And that's gonna bring Leon A to an end right about now. Curious what kind of in-game time we got for that, just for the speedrun purposes. Okay, skip, please. Okay, there we go. 57, yeah, sounds about right. My PB's a 54, but I did a lot of safe strats there, so not even close to being concerned. Weapon get. So that'll take us out of A, and thank you so much for the GGs. From here, we'll be moving on to Claire B. Time's still going. Don't need to save there. Can also unlock the hard difficulty, but meh. Okay, so this one I've actually played a lot less than Leon A, so there's probably going to be some sections where we're going to be trying to remember stuff, and I appreciate everyone's patience in the case that does happen, and probably will happen. Appreciate it, Rolf. Thank you. Load up Claire B. This is essentially the counterpoint to Leon A that we just played. It's essentially what Claire has been doing this whole time. We get to work through some of the same puzzles, but some things are going to be different, and some things would happen in A affect B, and vice versa. Claire's honestly really fun to play. I prefer playing her for her movement compared to Leon, but Leon just has the better weapon. Magnum is just insane. He also just has like just the easier playthrough overall. Claire A is arguably the hardest scenario in the game. But we'll get to that another time. Dash my way across. Pretty easy stuff here. So can't show the FMV here because OBS doesn't really interact with it favorably, but this is where the helicopter crash happens. That requires us to use the valve handle. Same thing happens here, so we have to go retrieve it. Make a beeline past these crows. Missed the door there. You can access this balcony in A scenario, but there's no reason to use it. Whereas in B, it's required. Especially if you're trying to go faster. Cross this way. Grab the valve handle. Actually gonna grab some healing real fast. I just want a full healing item before we proceed. First part of the police station can be really finicky. Between Mr. X and trying to obtain the unicorn medal, it's not my favorite. Just this. Also, unlike Leon, Claire does not need the handgun at any point in this scenario. Once they get to a chest, I'm dropping off both that and the knife. The grenade launcher is the only weapon we'll be using at all. Couldn't tell you. Drop that in. Hey, appreciate it, Mo. Thank you. As well as Mike. Do a quick Billy Joel because we didn't start that fire. We did put it out, though. So there's a chance I might leave this room and come back if I mess up the movement coming in here, because if I get hit more than once here, that's really, really bad news. And that can happen, particularly here, trying to get past this corner. Actually, we can't go back out that room. Never mind. Get hit only once, please. Thank you. It's possible to dodge even that hit. It's just really hard. Never properly learned it. So with the fire out, we can go over here. Clearly we have a fan. Thank you, 3-2. Gonna head on here and obtain the only item we have to get right now, and that's this card key. This is gonna essentially allow us to unlock all the doors. Essentially what Marvin gave Leon. Equal, I should say. Run past this. It's gonna prove to be a bit of a disaster piece later, because we do have to come back to that room, and we have to work our way around that liquor. but I tend to have another plan for that. But not right now. Drop this off, keep the rest. Alright, for the first part of the police station, this is probably my least favorite thing here. At the far end of the balcony, there's a unicorn medal that we need to get the first key hanging on the wall. We have quite a bit to try to get through here. Optimally, I'll get through this only taking one bite. That's not 100% of the time for me, unfortunately, but I'm of course going to try it. That's really bad luck. I was hoping that would actually shove him off too, but we got what we got. Yeah, working around that guy, if he's already made it past the little alcove there, is also very hard, so... Unfortunately, I have to go ahead and spend my first healing item, but that's why I got it to begin with. I wanted the backup. Super gross. So 3 things I need to do down here. First thing is I'm going to unlock... Well, first thing I'm going to do is grab the grenade launcher that's right there. Definitely don't want to forget that. There's actually a route you can do where you wait till later to get the grenade launcher, but taking it right away is a bit safer because I am going to use it on a few things. Grenade rounds in this game are pretty bad. Like, flame and acid rounds are primarily what you want to be using, especially for like boss fights and stuff. Make sure to use this unicorn medal here so I can go ahead and take the key. As we know about our suits of cards, here we have the spade key, same place we got it in the first time. This room is now clear with zombies. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Since Claire has the lockpick, we have access to a free first aid spray there, which is useful. That guy almost got me, actually. This room, however, is empty, which is glorious. No liquors, no nothing. Use our one and only use of the spade key to get it there. This room seems so unnecessary, but it's definitely not, because we get a key item that Leon gets to start the game with, that being the lighter. And this is needed to complete some puzzles. We'll probably be hanging on to it through the entire police station. Like, I can't ever see a reason to, like, drop it off in a bin or anything. I grab this. Maybe shouldn't, but whatever. Claire's resource management in these scenarios is fairly difficult, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to have to be reteaching myself as I play through this. Ignore those zombies. We'll be seeing them in a bit, though. Whoa, game. Calm down. Drop this in. Snag our ruby. We're more than likely getting bit here. I don't think I've ever been able to get through this without getting bit. I don't think there's a way actually past that guy. If there is, I've definitely not studied it. Gotta go upstairs. Whoa, turned right way too early there. Bobby. Buffer our way upstairs. Similar to what we did with Leon, we're going to push these 2 statues to face the one in the middle. Claire has a bit better movement around these things, though. Like, Leon with his linebacker shoulders can't turn that well, whereas Claire is basically Barry Sanders. She can turn on a dime. No problem at all. She must have been a ballet dancer as a kid or something. To go meet up with our pal, Mr. Kennedy. Leon!
It's good to see you're still among the living. It looks like we're not gonna find your brother here after
all. Okay.
There's no reason for us to stay any longer than necessary. Let's split up, look for any survivors, and get out of here.
Right.
One last thing. Here's a radio. Take it. That way we can keep in touch if anything happens.
Hurry around, get our next key, which is in here this time. Come on, enough of the misclicks. Oh snap, check the fax, it's a fax. We'll get our facts straight with this. And by that I mean we're just gonna leave the room. So this only happens in the speedrun, but this is the only instance you're gonna see of Claire being a complete scumbag. Sees a little girl run away from a zombie and decides to turn the other direction instead of actually, you know, going after her to try to help her. Like a good human would do. But such is life when you're trying to go fast. I think that might be too far. Yeah, a little bit too far. You don't want to do a full push for the last one. I want to get it pushed out a little bit there. So we messed up a little bit. Not the worst, but not thrilled about it either. Not the child, yeah. Don't save the 11-year-old. Okay, so we're not just going to go back into that hallway again. We're going to go right across into this file room. And I hope I have the inventory space to be able to do this. Use the lockpick here, which is essentially a Claire-only kind of thing. I'm going to go ahead and use this this green herb. Took a little bit of damage. Don't want to, but I need the inventory space to be able to snag this detonator in here where Marvin's guarding it. Pretty easy to avoid. Of course, I probably just messed it up. Nope, sure didn't. Oh, wait, I need to equip this, don't I? Yeah, because I want to get that. See ya. Forgot I needed to equip that there. That's on me. So now we have the plastic explosives and detonator. We're gonna make our way back to that Hall of Screams we saw a little bit earlier. It's also useful we have the grenade launcher equipped now because I'm actually going to be using it on this liquor that's going to try and chase us around this room. If you recall, we left this room and the liquor did dive in through the glass part of the ceiling. We're going to go take care of him. This should only take 2 shots, don't mess it up. There we go. Drop this off here. Wait, did I miss getting that? Wow, I totally did. Okay. That's really unfortunate. Now I have to think about, like, what's the best way to go back and get that. Yeah, this is just going to add time onto the run. That's so befuddling to me. I've never missed that in Claire B, but I think it's one of those things that's technically easy to forget because you skip getting it right away in Leon, so I guess my muscle memory for that took over when I'm in the wrong scenario. So a little bit of backtracking. Not a huge deal, but this is going to cost us a decent amount of time, probably a couple minutes. But what's done is done. Actually, wait. Can I just go back through here? Yeah. This is better. This is way better. Don't know why I didn't think of that. No big deal. A little bit discombobulated here, but that's fine. Turned right a little bit too early there. She definitely has the evasive skills for it. And as mentioned, normally I skip this with Leon because I get it on the way back, but with Claire you have to get it immediately. And we know what it costs us now. Oh well. I'm not going the top route because I do not want to go through the library. That's just asking for problems later. As mentioned, you can delay going to the library by quite a bit of time, and it's actually advantageous to do so in B scenario because if you do, then the zombies don't spawn. You really just don't want that. So also gives me the opportunity for another green herb, so I'm gonna go ahead and snag that. I think. Or not. Mistakes were made. Yeah, that was just a pure punt on my part. We shall overcome. Way back up here. Off to the right. Okay. Once I get back to that room, I'll be able to talk a bit more about what I'm supposed to be doing and what it should have been doing up to this point. I'm just glad I forgot something only that small. There are much bigger time losses later that I'm hoping to avoid. Broken glass everywhere. Oh yeah, that one's already in. I'm good at this game. Snag this first stone. The stone is essentially it's essentially what Claire needs to get out of the police station compared to Leon's plugs. Like, one begets the other, essentially. Blow up the wall. I also believe in storyline terms that's supposed to be C4, so C4 only making that small of an explosion, kinda disagree. Work our way into here. The Dark Ray Winder, how you doing? Come upon this corpse.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
And it's the mayor that actually wants to be
I thought you were
Hagar.
another one of those zombies.
Are you Chief Irons?
Yes, that's me. And just who are you? No, don't bother telling me. It makes no difference. You'll end up just like all the others. That's the mayor's daughter. I was told to look after her, but I failed miserably. Just look at her. She was a true beauty.
Irons is
Her
so
skin
creepy.
nothing short of perfection. But it will soon putrefy, and she will turn into a zombie within the hour, like all the others.
There must be some way to stop it.
In a manner of speaking.
The reason I made
yes,
that comparison is because a lot of people compare this guy to
Either by
Hagar
putting a
because they're both
bullet through her
Capcom
brain,
characters.
or by decapitating her completely.
And they both have like the exact same mustache.
And to think that
But one fights for
taxidermy
justice
used
and the
to
other one's
be my
corrupt, so what
hobby.
can you do?
But no longer, please. I'd really like to be alone now.
Moving on. Leave him to his corpse. That stuffed tiger is just so freaking cool looking. I don't really like taxidermy for many reasons, but to have it showcased in this game for those kind of storytelling elements, I don't really mind it. Plus, it's fiction. Snag this. Find Sherry. Runs out of the room
Wait.
screaming.
Let me go! Easy, easy there. I'm not a zombie. You're safe now. My name's Claire. What's yours?
Sherry.
Do you know where your parents are?
They both work at the Umbrella Chemical Plant, near the city limits.
The chemical plant? Then, what are you doing here?
My mom called and told me to go to the police station because it was too dangerous
Because
to
she's,
stay
you
at
know,
home.
not a
From
zombie.
the look of things, I'd say she was probably right. But it's dangerous here as well. You'd better come with me.
But there's something out there. I don't know what it is, but I saw it. Much larger than any of those zombies. And it's coming after me.
What was that?
That's what I was telling you about. It's here.
Sherry, wait!
I believe this box only has handgun ammo in B, so you don't need it. Had to remind myself. It's been a second. Moving on out. Eerily quiet hallways. Make our way back. And Chief's gone. Where could he have been?
Chief?
Snag this heart key. Same use we have for it from the previous game. We'll just use it to get to the parking garage. But Claire doesn't really go that route. She has a bit of a detour from that. I'm actually gonna go down this way. Use that balcony entrance. It's ever so useful. on over this way. I think I want this. Yeah, there's a red herb en route, so yeah, I'll do that. And I'll fire this grenade at this dog, who got me first, sadly. Not a huge deal. So instead of going right like we do with Leon, with Claire we're gonna go left. And take us where we meet up with Sherry. Grab a quick red herb. Should probably go ahead and do a combine. That's fine. Going out, you can hear dogs, but they can't reach us as long as we reach the manhole in time, which isn't hard. So this room is strictly for advancement. Like, it's just a save room, so there's nothing really special about it, but as soon as we leave, that's when we run into Sherry. Similarly to how when you exit the boss chamber with Leon, Ada appears.
So worried.
So it's like, you know, necessary that you do it.
Honey, okay? If we stay here, that monster will find us. Let's go.
No, I won't.
Ever the stubborn one.
What's the matter? Don't you trust me?
It's not that, Claire. It's because of my daddy. He's over there.
Your daddy?
I heard him call my name. Daddy must have been attacked by the monsters. I have to help him.
Wait, Sherry. Don't go alone. Sherry! Sherry!
So from here, Sherry gets to do the same thing that Ada did for A. Only instead of dogs, there's zombies, thank goodness, because dogs are actually really difficult for Sherry to deal with. Whereas zombies, all they're going to try and do is vomit on her, and we can just run right past that. Very slow attack. Very easy to avoid. Okay, so let's move on over here. Quick thing about Sherry, she's slow, and two, there's this thing that she can do randomly that is not beneficial to us, where if she tries to climb an item, like I'm going to do right now, she sometimes will drop her leg and have to do it again. It's a complete waste of time, but it's random. Like, I have no control over whether she does it or not. We have to climb 5 times, so we have 5 attempts to get screwed over by that. Doesn't lose a lot of time, but it's still annoying when it happens, just because, like, you know, lack of control and whatnot. So push those in place. Here's number 3. So far, so good. Number 4. Cool. And 5. Yay, no double legs. Let's go. Already a great run. And just like with Ada, we'll get to cross this waterway and snag our final suit key. Then leave Dodge, because we're getting the heck out of here. Just amazing to me how, like, as a sub-character, in terms of, like, playability, Sherry is just the exact opposite of Ada. I still don't understand the point of that, but I don't know what you're supposed to be able to do to make it simpler, but meh. Not my game, I didn't make it, I just play it.
Are you there?
Sherry, are you okay? Did you find your dad?
Yes, I'm okay. But I couldn't find him. But I did find something else for you. Here.
Thanks, sweetie. Now, why don't you come over here? I want you to stay with me.
Claire, I can't reach the ventilation hole anymore. But don't
The echo,
worry,
though.
I'll find another way. I can take care of myself.
Wait, Sherry, come back. Sherry! Sherry!
So here's something I miss often when doing B runs.
Now have access to the back of the parking lot.
This conversation's important
Got it.
because what I'm supposed to do is go across to the parking lot and make sure I can obtain a key item.
I'm on my way.
I've missed this key item more times than I care to admit. It's essentially what takes you to one of the items you need to get the last stone. So it's required. You have to be able to get it. Nice. Just past this Joker. Past this one. Almost got clipped there. So we're going to head our way to do that now. check this door to use part of the club key. The club key gets used on 3 doors, and it's better to go to the doors where it's used that you don't go in, just to make sure that the game knows that you used it. Work our way across here. You can run straight across and dodge these dogs. Like, you don't have to do anything fancy at all here. Just running straight across is just fine. Leave me alone. Thankfully, Leon's already opened the manhole for us, so that's great. Actually, wait, no, he hadn't. That's right, the crank is on the ground. That's right. Yeah, this is not great. We're still alive? Yeah, it's not good. I think I'll take... Yeah, I'll allow myself to take one more hit. No, I actually have to heal right now to create the inventory space. So that was a little scary. I actually forgot the crank was in specifically this room. I thought you had to go downstairs. Minor punt on my part. But I think I would have gotten hit all the same. Maybe not that many times, but I was going to have to heal regardless. So I'm not super worried. Another quick beeline. I don't believe there's any enemies of note here. We do, however, have to use the club key on one more door to make sure the game knows that we did. Okay. I'm actually going to snag these acid rounds while I'm here, or not, because I don't have the space. We don't need them. We only need, I can't remember if it's 5 or 6 acid rounds to beat the first form of William, but we get them right before the boss fight, so it's not a huge concern. I just would have liked to have the option. But I got a lot of crud going on here. Yeah. Yeah, that's on me. 3 bites? Yeah, we're in trouble. That was not my favorite mistake. This dodge is tricky. Should have turned left a little bit harder there, but I think it'll be okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that, because I was going to heal anyway. This has not been my best play here, but that's okay. Red hallway is a lot simpler here. We actually don't have really anything to interact with. Using that so I can just get rid of the key. I'll be back to it here in just a moment. Toss that one as well. Still have our lighter, so we can still go do this. No! That's unfortunate. I'm going to leave the room and come back and it should reset it. I was trying to go to no to do that, but it restarted that. That was weird, but okay. Yeah, it reset it. Very good. The one on the left, you have to hit the last. Well, so these two... For some reason, this one's always, like, has such weird collision detection. Drop the cog. Oh, God, here he is. First time we've seen him in a while. Okay. Leave the room before he bugs us. Gonna see if I have the inventory space for that. If I do, I'll happily get it, but we'll see what happens. Really? I thought I held left there, but okay. Second stone. First aid spray. Spawn the flicker. And we're out of here. Alright, so I don't have the space for that red herb. I wish I did, but here we are. Another reappearance. Oh, I did not have good placement there. What you're supposed to do there is hug the Claire's right wall as soon as you come back through, and I just didn't do it for some reason. I thought I could snag it from going out that way, and I was not able to do that. This dodge is a little tricky. That was a little too far left. Yeah, that's a chain. Can't do anything about that. What am I doing? That was unfortunate. Turning left a little bit too sharp there does result in bad things happening sometimes. We'll continue. Up to the drama, though, so why not, right? Leave me alone, please. Here's where we spawn the rest of these goons. But we've already done all our business down there, and now we don't have to go back, and that's great. That red herb will be tended to here shortly, but I want to make sure I get my inventory clear of items properly first. Yeah, we go this way first. These are the last 2 stones we're going to be able to obtain. But that one should be the last one. For a multitude of reasons. One of the reasons I prefer doing this one first is because, like I said, it gets items out of your inventory. And 2, it's actually faster. Because you can't take the dust chute like you can in the Leon's scenario, because it's not useful for Claire. It takes her to a part of the game where she doesn't need to be. Our last stone. Also be able to combine those stones here before too long. Let me check. Oh yeah. I was like, where's the last stone? It's in the library where that puzzle is. Kind of brain farted on that one. So we got one more dodge to do. Grab the door. What I do here is hug the left. Like immediately run up left, and you should miss that every single time. I don't think I've ever been hit by that, actually. Super simple dodge, even though the hitboxes in this game just look crazy. So back to do this. Solution's the same as before. Push the 2 on the left to the right, and you're golden. Whee. Okay, so here I'm going to combine the blue stones so I can create the space to get this red herb here. And our last obstacle before the boss is really just to make sure we get past this liquor. I anticipate he'll clip us once, hopefully not with something super damaging. Like, that's fine. I am in danger. So, well, not danger, sorry, caution. So I don't love that, but I'll probably heal it before too long, but right now I'm not super worried about it. You do run at a reduced rate when you're in caution, but it's not so bad that it's going to affect the run in like a large way, as long as it don't stay this way for too long. Funniest part to me is that looks like you're holding a grenade launcher just to one side of your body, and it looks like it's just dragging you.
Claire!
This is definitely the PC version.
You're okay.
I'm glad
It's only labeled as PlayStation because 1, that's how I originally played it, and 2 was I believe the first official release of this game. But yeah, this is the Source Next re-release, released back in 2006. Drop those in. I have run the PlayStation version before, though. I don't particularly enjoy it because there's just a lot of time saves that you just don't get from it because of
down there.
anything ranging from loading times to worse camera angles, cutscene transitions. Like, it's pretty gross. For the record, do not have PS TV. As in, I don't. I'm not saying I don't recommend it. Get what you want.
So you
Nice
made
little slice
it
of
this
cutscene
far.
here.
Not bad, girl. But I'm not letting anyone leave my town. Everyone's gonna die.
Calm down.
For those that remember the commercial,
What happened?
line is iconic.
You couldn't possibly understand what's happened. Those monsters from Umbrella have destroyed my beautiful town. How could they do that to me after everything I've done for them?
So it's true. You have been working with Umbrella. Then you must know about the G-Virus. What is it? Tell me!
If you must know, it's the agent that can turn humans into the ultimate bioweapons. Superior to the T-Virus in every way. Dr. William Birkin is the genius behind the project.
William Birkin.
I'm sure you've already seen his little girl running around here somewhere. Sherry, isn't it? In case you haven't already figured it out. The monster that's been tearing my precinct apart is yet another
Irons is
product
such a mess.
of the G-Virus. An ultimate bioweapon. Umbrella must be trying to cover its tracks. But if I have to go, I'm going to take you with me. What the?
That monologue was a heck of a way to go out, though. I'm gonna go ahead and heal. Yeah, let's do that. Really wish I had the inventory space to get one of those green herbs, but such is. So this form of Birkin is actually really simple. I didn't know it was as simple as it was until like maybe a couple months ago. You can just go to work on him with acid rounds, and it takes, I think, only, I can't remember if it's 5 or 6 to kill him. I believe it's 5. Birkin actually looking slightly human here. You can still even see his lab coat. Lots of screaming ensues. Leave, and we're out of here. I love the way this hallway looks. Looks like it's just leading to a dungeon, which in a way it kind of is. One of your Daves, huh? I can respect this being one of your Daves. I knew what you meant.
Claire, you came back.
I can't believe
I only
the
wanted
man
to
who developed
tease.
the G-virus is actually her father.
What's wrong, Claire?
It's nothing.
Literally
But
everything.
I think I found a way out of here. We should be able to find someplace safe if we can just make it out of town.
But...
Don't worry, I'll protect you. I promise. But you have to make sure you don't leave my side.
Did not want to do that. So I believe this is the first time in the game where we have Sherry as an escort. And this gets kind of annoying because at some point you actually have to slow down, and by that I mean just actually stop to make sure that Sherry still sees you. If Sherry ever loses, like, direct line of sight of you, she's gonna stop and curl in the fetal position, and you have to go back and retrieve her, which costs time. And it's also just annoying to have to do. Like, I just don't enjoy it at all. Like, even there I'm stopping because if you get too far away from her, she's just gonna do that. This one's probably my least favorite ever that I've played. Even more than Ashley in Resident Evil 4.
Come on.
Let's
get
go!
out
Claire?
Run!
I disagree. Oh no, not the
Where are
X-Man.
Sherry!
No, Sherry's out of our hair. From a storyline standpoint, I'm worried about her. From her gameplay standpoint, thank goodness, because she won't be tailing us for a bit. Go around and get some items we need. Not too many, mind you. Snag this first aid spray. I think I could drop off the lighter here, I believe, because the lighter's useless from this point. Don't want to be wrong about that. There actually is a bonus room that you can go to that's beyond this gate here, where the lockpick is needed. Or, sorry, where the lighter is needed, but in this case, I think we're going to be fine. Which RE has the Wii? I don't know what you mean by that.
What happened? You're bleeding.
Are you asking which Resident Evil games are playable on the Wii?
I ran into this woman who is in trouble. Her name's Ada.
Mr.
Right
X in a
after that,
wheelchair? Oh, that's
someone
Professor
tried
X.
to kill me. Nearly succeeded, too.
So this is why I
Ada
love Claire.
went after the
Claire is
sniper,
actually tending to her friend that got shot,
worried
whereas
about
Ada
her.
just flew the coop.
You gotta find her before something happens.
But you've been shot.
I'll be okay. It's Ada I'm worried about.
Leon, you're a mess. I mean, a lot of people don't like RE4 for what it offers in terms of escort missions. I mean, they're what they are. I still prefer it to this, but that's mostly just because RE4 was just a lot more intuitive in terms of gameplay. And everything actually felt like a puzzle, whereas with Sherry, it's just like... It's like you have to slow down just for the sake of slowing down, and I don't enjoy that. So I'll take Ashley escort missions over this all the time. Oh wait, I can drop this item off. That's kind of scary though. What's up, Busy Men? Thank you so much for the good luck. No! Yeah, that was clunky. Ashley's definitely more prone to have bad stuff happen to her, but that's just part of the game.
Are you alright?
Nothing
What
bad
happened?
happens to Sherry. She
Get away
just
from me.
stops running just
You
because
just
she's
want my
terrified or whatever.
husband's key sample, don't you? But
Do
no
not
one will
enjoy.
take that away from me. No one.
Husband? Then you must be Annette.
How did you?
We don't have time for that. Sherry is lost somewhere in the sewer system. I have to find her.
What? I told her to go to the police building. Why is she here? Now Sherry and the key sample are both in danger.
Oh no.
What did she mean by that? Does Sherry have the G sample?
Moving on. Now use this valve handle here, just like we did before. Use another one. I am most definitely going to be snagging one of those green herbs and that flame round on the left. May even grab both green herbs, I haven't decided. Doubt I could hurt just have one additional in the inventory. One's getting combined with that red herb. Having the other one, since it's technically safe, I might as well go ahead. No extra inventory needed there. So here we have our crocodile hallway, who we will not be seeing again because Leon already vanquished him with great vengeance and furious anger. Here we're just going to be working our way up. In the quest to find Sherry, because why would we want her to be following us through all this? Moving on. I only have one more medal to obtain, which is right up here. Similar to what we saw in Leon's scenario, we're just going to be working our way back from here. Drop off the metal, make our way to the tram, see what happens. Go ahead and combine this with this. Long way of doing it, but we did it. Menu out of this. I think it's the first time we've been in this area. So bugs, yeah, I couldn't get past that. Never seen them directly dive on me like that, though. That was wild. That was the thing that happened, certainly. Get past these zombies. Drop off our last medal. Quick thing to note about playing the PC version of this wearing headphones, when spiders make their movements, like the clumping of their feet, it comes in pretty well over stereo sound. You can just hear all of it. May not come across the same in a game broadcast, but as far as like what I'm listening to, yeah, it's all in surround. ahead and call the tram back, because we kind of need that. And turn back around, and lo and behold, there's little Miss Birkin.
Sherry, you're okay.
I don't mind the sound of the water as much as the speed.
Sherry, did your mom give you something called G-Virus? Either a vial or a test tube?
G-Virus? I've never heard of anything like that before.
Are you absolutely sure? If you give it to me, I'll hold on to it for safekeeping.
But I really don't have any.
Nah, she's still alive, for now.
It's the truth.
But why would her mom say something like that?
Now she's rejoined us, we have to do the escort thing a little bit more. This is actually, I think, the most annoying part of it. You have to make your way down these hallways where you have to fight, just, you know, dodge around some zombies. And having Sherry get behind you through this is quite aggravating because she can interrupt basically anything zombies would do, and you have to work your way back through. Should be easy to dispatch this guy. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and equip. What am I doing? I wanted the acid round. There's a chance here I can get a triple kill. It's hard, but I'm gonna go for it. Let them all work their way in. Didn't even get to. Yep. Not optimal. Yeah, that was just bad. I don't know how I was working my way around that. Not like that, anyway. Luckily, we'll be able to get up here and find some gear that'll help us out. More ammo, more healing.
Sherry, wait here. I'm going to check it out by myself.
Okay, I'll wait here, but hurry back.
Head over to the bin so I can drop off my valve handle. We'd rather have the inventory space. Work our way around here. Just cause it's not the kind of thing I want to forget about later. So this is a B scenario exclusive. Head down this small elevator to this security office. We see a good amount of cameras, including one right as we come in the door. Also, I don't do this if I'm doing like PB attempts, but I'll gladly show it off during an event like this. I think it's great. Legitimately one of the coolest things in the game. Turn the camera on just in time to see Mr. X coming to hunt you down. And of course he sees the camera. He doesn't take too kindly to it either. Amazing. This game's cinematic appeal will never get old. Yep, took a hit. Not surprised about that. Should probably go ahead and heal. Took a decent amount of damage through all that, but I've got a good amount of healing, so we should be okay. Work our way through here. Work with me, Claire. Power this back up.
Okay, Sherry, let's go.
One last quick escort of Sherry. Hopefully she follows us. It's so easy for her to get lost there, even though she can clearly see Claire and the most plain of eyesight. But it's all about proximity for her. Doesn't matter about what she can see.
Claire? What was that?
No one really knows.
Don't worry. Just wait here. I'll go and see what it was.
I love the sternness there. Get these extra flame rounds, because we're probably going to need them. Flame rounds are what you need for this fight. I don't think we're going to need 24 of them, but it never hurts to have more ammo. Yeah, I forget if there's anything in there to me or not. Okay, so now we're locked outside with this horribly deformed Birkin that's going to be stalking us. Thankfully, this time he doesn't throw a steel pipe at us. He just kind of comes from around the corner looking all sad and stuff. Upset that we evaded him this whole time. Plus, his daughter's with us, so maybe that's another reason why he's upset. Never really bothered to think about that. Forgot exactly how many shots it takes. I want to say it's 9. Yeah, that's what I figured. Don't love that. Nice dodge. I'm not even really that mad about that. Okay, so we finished him off without taking a hit. That felt pretty good. We can't climb this until he reaches the wall. Tends to climb the wall like Spider-Man just to get his nonsense out of here. We're gonna have a quick chat with little Miss Birkin. Yeah, it's overheating, we know.
Isn't this...
That's okay. You keep it. I'm sure it'll keep you safe. Wait here for me, okay? I'm going back to look for your mom.
Thanks, Claire. Even though I'm an only child, neither of my parents ever spent much time with me because of their work. But now that you're with me, I finally have someone to rely upon.
Sherry...
Okay. On to Umbrella's lab from here. This is quite a bit more elaborate than what we were doing with Leon. We essentially have a part A to work our way through before we get to the main course of it all. And then a part C after that. As soon as we climb through this vent, the vehicle gets away from us. We're gonna do a quick skip of that. Not gonna move that yet. So the first thing we have to do is get the power turned on. There's an elevator in the previous room that we're gonna be making some use of. It's not gonna work if we don't establish some power. So the first thing we have to do is go in this room. And this room's kind of horrifying. There's 2 super lickers that are gonna be stalking us as we work our way to try to get the power turned back on. Yeah, that's about what I thought would happen. God, go away. Should have just done an actual turn there, I think. Should be okay from here. They're not so fast that they can catch up with us. We have to just keep moving. Okay, there. 3 hits, not my favorite, but at least it didn't get jump swiped. That would have been a disaster. There we go. Drag through hell to safety, that is. Now that we got the power on, we're gonna go ahead and hit the elevator. We can only go up and down from here, as in, like, we can go to the top, we can go to the bottom. There's no, like, middle route or side route or anything like that just yet. Kill this guy, because he's in my way. I do the same to this guy, because he's also in my way. Then we can move on with the rest of the game. I prefer to get naked zombies out of my way. They do so much damage when they bite you. I think they do... I think it's like 45. Like 1.5 times the damage of a normal zombie. A standard zombie like you see in like the police station or whatever, they do 30 when they bite you. And your max health is 200, so it's noticeable. Whereas they do 45, and that's quite a bit more noticeable. They do, essentially they do 3 damage for every 2 that the others do. Not lovely. Is that how that works? Never would have known. Never would have guessed, rather. Work our way back through here. A little scared of the liquor hallway because I don't have good health here. I don't know how bad it actually is, but It's not looking on the up and up, that's for sure. For a little bit, it's going to be the same what we saw in Leon's scenario. Right up to open up the door where the eye would spawn. They have a different spawning animation, but getting past them is exactly the same. Hug the left wall, run, and you're fine. Code Veronica speedrun is incredibly difficult. I tried learning it for RG Love, and it might be the hardest Resident Evil speedrun. That is a cool mod, though. Okay, so there's where iframes work to our advantage. That was scary, though. I still got a lot of hits. And as you notice, taking that hit stun from that ankle swipe causes us to not get hit by the air jump attack. Very beneficial for us, because that jump attack does a lot. It's like somewhere between 75 to 100 damage out of a max 200, so don't want to get hit by it. Snag this because we have a green herb. Go ahead and combine it just so I don't forget. And this is also, I believe, exclusive to Claire B. There's a first aid spray right down here, which I didn't know until like maybe a couple months ago. Which feels weird knowing how long I've been playing this game. Naked zombies. Don't want to talk to them. Get our power room key. This is exclusive to B scenario. Nice in and out there. Get out. One more trip through this liquor madness. But first, you get to talk to Annette, who has a gun pointed at someone who's holding a grenade launcher. So clearly, she's quite intelligent.
But I asked her, and she's never even heard of the G-Virus before.
Which room? Tell me. Sherry!
No! Annette!
The sample's inside the pendant Sherry's wearing.
Good to know. Question I have is, how does Annette go back through this hallway and not have to deal with this liquor nonsense? Because we have to. Totally fair. Totally fair and reasonable thing to expect. Got lucky there. I was wondering when that guy was going to come out of the hallway. I didn't want him to block it. So we got pretty fortunate there. I'll take it. Way back to the door. Oh, yeah, it's not supposed to go this way. Power room, right. This is straight up an A scenario thing. Leon or Claire in A scenario have to go in there to get the Mo disc, but for B, all you do is work your way back to the elevator. Shouldn't have to kill any of these guys. They'll all be gone when we come back again. Over to the elevator. Our way down, or up in this case. Okay. Through any scenario, this is my least favorite thing to have to do. This box. Oh, this thing is a pain, you know what. Making sure this thing is deposited properly on this elevator to where you can get it in and out efficiently. I've honestly never been consistent at it. I always just try to do my best every single time, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then that's just another shocker to the fail column, I guess. Best thing I can hope for is to get this really weird-looking graphical clip. I'm pushing this all the way to the wall. Probably not going to now. Yeah, I had to push that out a little bit. It was a little bit too close. Very tough to do optimally. That'll work. I think someone asked about that earlier. No, this is not the Dreamcast version. Work our way up. Discard the power room key. Dreamcast version of this game is very good.
Help me, Claire!
It's one I wouldn't mind owning, but it's pretty
The
expensive.
monster's after your pendant. Throw it to me. Good girl. Now run, Sherry. As for you, come and get it. I've got what you want. Come on. Here. This is what you're looking for, right? Fine. Then go get it. Sucker.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom
flagpole.
platform.
I believe a lot of people feel that it is. I want to say you can, in real time, you can save more time by skipping cutscenes than you can by skipping door alerts. But when it comes to speedrunning this version, all that it really tracks is the in-game time, which is technically faster. But that's very potato-potato. What also sucks is that the optimal version of either GameCube or Dreamcast is going to be the Japanese version, mostly because of text, but also because of rental market. Which means you have to like take the region lock off of the system, and it's a hassle. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but it's a lot more work than I've ever wanted to put into getting either one. That's only for the purpose of speedrunning, mind you, but such is. I've never actually looked into it for the Dreamcast, but I know for the GameCube, yeah, taking the region lock off that just to get to play this is just, it's a pretty decent amount of effort. It's probably less than what I feel like it should be, but I'd be willing to be taught what needs to be done for it. So now we find Annette after the encounter with Ada. Sherry is understandably upset.
Mom!
Sherry, you have to escape. I know I've been a terrible mother, but I still love you. Forgive me.
Mom!
Sherry, we have to go now.
This is always so weird to me. You just get the emergency elevator key and Sherry just shoots right up. It's like, oh, that's what we needed. Okay. Like everything's fine now, like her mom didn't just die next to her. Weird little thing that bugs me, but whatever. We're playing video games. Use the emergency key back here. That would probably work. I never tried it though. I do have both consoles, so I'm sure I could try it. Alright, now that we're at the subway car, first thing we need to do is head inside, because we're forced to.
Now you wait here, okay? I'll go and get this thing moving.
We do have to go all the way back to this last car just to obtain a key. I think it's kind of silly that they put it back here. I guess they wanted to reward exploration, but for speed purposes, it's kind of the worst. There's a lot of healing I've got there, so I'm actually going to go ahead and equip the acid rounds because we do need those. And equip the gun. That would be helpful too. Yeah, Wii modding for speedruns is, I think, generally ill-advised, but I've never really looked into it. So you have to drop that key. Get on in.
5 minutes until detonation.
Go way up here. I love this camera shot, by the way. You walk up this balcony here. Like, I just love how that looks. It's so cool. It's this long shot. Open this up. While Leon's taking care of William the dog up top, we're gonna drop these in here. What's cool is by using one of the plugs there, it uses both of them automatically. Then we get our big bad wolf form, and now naked Mr. X. Shame too, that was a really nice trench coat he had. Past this. That's unfortunate.
Use this!
I'm not really that surprised though.
Who are you?
So an unknown assailant just dropped this weapon for us. I really need to get Mr. X out of here. When he guards that thing, he can really be obnoxious. Yep. What I said? Go ahead and use one now. Sometimes he just guards the rocket launcher and you just have to bait him away from it. I'm sure there's like an easier way around that, but man, that charge attack is degenerate as heck. Like, it has some of the best tracking I've ever seen in a boss attack. There we go. Okay. Should be okay now. Yep. Did not want him doing that. We'll be fine though. There we go.
You lose, big guy.
Took a little bit of damage too, which I'm not thrilled about. But definitely not going to be underestimated in this case, which is unfortunate, but we'll be fine. I blame that on forgetting about that second jewel in Claire's, early part of Claire's scenario in the police department. Okay. So we got the subway working now. Now we just need to get the gate open. Run all the way to the end of this hallway. Open up. That Galaxy 5000. Nice. No hits at all. Turn on the car. Get the heck out of here. Skip this cutscene. So this is what happens after Leon completes his scenario. Like, we don't actually see this at all in A, so it's exclusive to what we're doing now.
Warning. Biohazardous outbreak imminent.
We've got problems.
The emergency system has been activated. This train will detonate. Repeat, this train will detonate.
No! What's wrong with this thing?
I don't know. The door won't open.
To offer a small spoiler, all we have left is one boss fight, and it's arguably the easiest boss in the game. Even casually, this form of William is just... it's nothing special. It definitely looks like something that a Japanese writer would have come up with, but, we'll just let this play out and see where it goes. It happens. I even already said we weren't going to be finishing underestimate. The last rocket shot there. Goes back to the launcher. I believe acid rounds are preferred, but we don't have many left. Switch back over to these. Come on now. hitting a 211 something. Even though he's defeated now, this final cutscene takes a good amount of time to complete. So exhausted from having to put your back against the wall and just fire incessantly. So much purple. And the crazy thing is, he's still not dead, but we don't get to watch the last cutscene because OBS. Right on in. And that's going to be time. Alright, low 211 is pretty decent. I'll take that for sure. Move us to our last screen. It's going to be a little bit over an hour. 105. I don't think it was quite that bad, but oh well. I'll be wrong. Whew. Real talk, I've actually not played this since the Halloween Horror Marathon, not even offline, so I was kind of going into this almost semi-blind based on the strats I normally use, so I was a little bit worried coming into this, but it's my favorite game ever. I still wanted to play it. So thank you all again so much for the GGs, greatly appreciate it. And I believe that coming up next... That'll do it for me for this weekend. I did some Tekken commentary last night and got the 5 games out today. Next, we're going to have 3-2 starting off his block of games with Cybernator for the SNES. Always a great time. So yeah, we'll pass it off to him, and I will see you all in the next one. Be sure to tune in, after this event, be sure to tune in next week for our Feed the Kids charity marathon. I'll have a number of games in that myself, along with a lot of other team members and staff. So take it easy, and have a good one, everybody.